Hello there, you absolute legends. Emma McElhinney here with Piss Off Perimenopause and the musings of a bullshit queenager. I am here to ruin your misconceptions about perimenopause, fat loss, and kick midlife in the face. So if you think your 40s are a drag, think again. Because every week I am going to be stripping down the myths about perimenopause. I'm serving you raw, unfiltered truths about your health and smashing misconceptions about fat loss. And a whole lot more. So if you thought you knew midlife, you don't know the half of it. Aging is inevitable, but getting old is a choice. So buckle up, grab a glass of something yummy, and let's get to it. Welcome to whatever number episode of Piss Off Perimenopause and the Musings of a Bullshit Queenager podcast this is. I actually don't know what number it is. It might be about 70-ish, which is absolutely incredible. Because when I first started this podcast, I was kind of like, I'll just do 5 and see how we go. And then actually thoroughly enjoyed it and really good feedback. So if you do enjoy the podcast, or if you're new here, please like, share, follow, whatever the things are. It really helps the algorithm. Do it for the algorithm, not for me. Do it for the algorithm. Yeah, it really helps. And it'll push it to other people that potentially need this stuff as well. Anyway, right, I am really hungry. I probably should not be doing this in case I get hangry at myself, which could happen. I do enjoy good food and it is lunchtime. But anyway, we're committed to the next 20 odd to 30 minutes. I suspect it'll be in the shorter side because I will talk really quickly. So if I do speak fast, you can slow me down or speed me up depending on how you feel. Okay, so today we are talking about the fake fix. The fake fix, right? So I was inspired to do this episode by a new client. I'm not going to name her name, but if she's listening, she'll know who she is. But basically, one of the reasons she told me that she wasn't getting the results that she wanted, why she felt worn out, she was shattered all the time, just didn't feel like herself, and this had been going on for a long time. She told me that she was lazy, and that was one of the reasons why she couldn't succeed. She was lazy. Now, this woman she works a job, she has her own business, and she has hobbies, and she has a family, right? She's not lazy. I have yet to meet a lazy woman in their 40s or their 50s, okay? So people tell me that they're lazy all the time. People tell me that they don't have any motivation, when actually they do have motivation because they're actively having a conversation with me about a problem they have that they think I might be able to fix. So the lack of motivation is not the problem. Laziness is not the problem. What is the problem is this fake fix situation. And it's this belief that we all have. And I don't know if it's because of, how old we are or what we were told when we were younger. But it's this belief that hard work pays off. And if you want something, you must work harder. If you want to feel better, you must work harder. So for most people, our bodies respond to this when we're younger. Like, if you want to lose weight, I'll just be really strict. That's hard. I'll just exercise more. That's hard. I will stop eating cake. That's quite hard to do as well. But when perimenopause hits, our body decides to go rogue, basically. And what used to respond to, sheer determination and I'm really motivated and I must do this, and spinach smoothies or kale smoothies or whatever superfood was in at the time, what used to work doesn't work anymore, right? So the hormones are going mental, our body's not playing ball, our emotions aren't playing ball, we're tired, we've got teenagers in the house, or we're looking after parents, or, we're worried about finances, or whatever the things, right? So when suddenly we decide, I need to do something, our jeans don't fit, or we don't feel attractive, or we're envious of people, or we forget people's names, or we just are crying into our cornflakes, what do? We go, right, that's it. I'm not being this person anymore. And what do? We go down the willpower route. We do go down the all or nothing route. We double down on we get strict, we get the planner out, we get the meal planner out, we get the action plan, because that's what works before. But now, every time that we go, right, that's it. Every time we get that, what now happens is your brain and your body has been here before, and it's not worked before. It's like if it had worked before, you wouldn't be in this place where you are now. So basically, everything kind of goes, oh no, we don't want to be doing that again. Everything, like our emotional rational self goes, oh no, we don't like that. That's going to be painful. We're going to be hungry. We're going to be restricted. We're not going to have, oh, we don't actually want to do that. So when you get to a place where you can eat perfectly, eating perfectly for 5 days, and you're eating, you know, drinking protein shakes and fruit and, vegetable soup and crackers and all the things, eat perfectly for 5 days. Yeah, you're in a calorie deficit, but by Friday, you're absolutely exhausted. You're wired to the moon because you've been drinking so much coffee to keep yourself going because you're not getting enough energy from your calories. And by Friday night, you end up raiding the fridge and like pulling out Dairy triangles and Dairy Dunkers. I love a Dairy Dunker. Love it so much. And I have got one of those weird children that never liked Dairy, and it was a really disappointing time, that kind of toddler era, because I would just go and buy myself Dairy Dunkers and he'd be like, no, don't like it. I'm like, you're a weirdo. Anyway, Dairy Dunkers. Let me know. In fact, let me know what your weirdest small child food is that you could eat forever. Anyway, so when you get to that point the Friday, you're raiding the fridge, you're eating the Dairy Dunkers, you're squeezing Primula out of the tube. There's a lot of cheese chat today. Can you tell I'm hungry? But when you get to that point where you go, oh, you hit the fuck it switch, you're telling yourself that it's your fault, that you're not disciplined enough, you don't have enough willpower, you obviously don't want it enough. What really happening is your body's completely lost trust in what you are telling it to do. So trying to out discipline hormones is the fake fix. It's pointless even trying. So that's not to say you shouldn't try anything, because there's something that works. I mean, my clients are testament to that. But trying to out discipline perimenopause, you are going to fail. Your discipline is going to fail. So this whole discipline track, like let's think about it. So you wake up, you're tired, but you're on it. Right? I'm on it. You've maybe only slept for 5 hours, but that's it. I'm on it. You maybe don't eat breakfast. You're like, I'm not hungry just now, so I'll not eat. You maybe do a wee workout. You maybe go to the gym, go for a wee run. You grab another coffee because you've had coffee when you got up, even though you're not hungry. And you say, right, that's it. I'm on it. Today is the day. And you feel in control, happy days. And then it gets to like 3 o'clock and you're ravenous because you've had a chicken salad for lunch. You're starving. You're getting a bit snappy. People are really riling you up. You're in a meeting and your eyes are like, oh God, this is soul destroying. So you're drinking more coffee to stay awake. Somebody brings in extremely chocolatey mini bites and you devour 100 of them in 30 seconds. And then by the time the evening comes, you're on the sofa, glass of wine, packet of cheese and onion crisps, scrolling reels of people in the gym or like people doing meal prep, thinking, I'm broken. What's wrong with me? Why can't I be like them? So this is just, you've just been trying to stick to this really restrictive look that your hormones can't play with. They can't sustain that type of restriction and hunger. So when we are applying discipline, like I must work harder type discipline, there's a lot of it that relies on chemistry, on stress chemistry, like adrenaline. We get that kick from being strict. Dopamine, we get that hit from like, I'm in control, I feel good. Cortisol levels are creeping up. So these are all the things that your body's actually got too much of. We naturally probably have in this day and age, we have too much adrenaline, we have too much dopamine. Using your phones, being on social media is a huge dopamine driver. Most people are on their phones far too much. Cortisol, we've got so many things going on. We've got deadlines, we've got kids to pick up from judo, we've got dogs to walk, cats being sick, husbands are being an arse. Like, there's quite a lot of cortisol already in our lives. So when you're younger, in your 20s and your 30s, like having all of these things, dopamine, adrenaline, cortisol increase a wee bit isn't going to do that much harm to you because your body responds okay. Well, it doesn't need it. But now, in your 40s or your 50s, it burns you out. So you feel even more tired, which is one thing, one of the things that we are trying to negate and not feel as tired. So you cannot outdiscipline your nervous system because it's running on fumes. You can't, yeah, you just can't do it. But when you're used to doing all the things like managing the team, keeping the house in order, having difficult conversations at work, trying to keep a friendship group together, trying to understand why your teenagers the way they are, helping them with their social life and their social skills. You're already achieving lots of things. Like we talk about high achieving women. If you are juggling all the things in life, you're already doing a lot. So you can't really do more. You can't really fix it. And that's one of the control freaky things that, personally speaking, had to find really hard in the past to deal with because I love being in control. I am, nobody can do it as well as me. This is my list. I can only do it all. And then when we try and do more, it's a recipe for disaster. So discipline without regulation isn't going to get the results that you want. It's going to create more resistance. So subconsciously you're going, nope, this ain't happening. I'm going to sabotage this. So you end up self-sabotaging by the fridge raiding, by the I can't do this, by the I'm too tired to go to the gym. So like this is one of the things that I always talk about is the cost of coaching, right? Is cheaper than the cost of not getting coached to fix it. Because from a practical level, can you cope with less energy? No, you can't. But that's what's really going to happen. You're going to have even less energy because your cortisol levels are going to stay elevated. Your sleep then suffers. Your appetite signals are thrown off course and don't know what they're doing. So you end up eating more. You end up gaining more weight. You end up feeling more sluggish because you're eating the wrong things. The harder your push, the slower that your body's going to respond. Right? It's like, imagine you are driving, and now it's been a while since I've actually had a manual handbrake in my car, but imagine trying to drive with the handbrake still on. You remember when you put the handbrake and you're like, why is it not moving? That's what it's like, okay? And emotionally, you lose even more trust in yourself, even more self-belief, because you believe that you can't stick to anything. The amount of women that I speak to every single week that say, well, nothing works for me, I can't stick to anything. But you've been asking your body to stick to things that it's impossible to stick to. And that's why it keeps telling you, no, don't do this to me anymore. And you feel ashamed of quitting things because, you know, as women, we're designed to not quit. So when we quit, oh my God, we beat ourselves up so much. And then there's this, one of the, like, have you ever said the phrase, I'm fine, I'm just tired, right? That has become a little bit of a mantra for the 40s women. Oh, I'm fine, I'm just tired, right? How long are you willing to say that for? Because what that is doing is taking away, all of this is taking away joy from your life. When was the last time you felt joy? So when you stop saying yes to things that make you feel alive, like going out for a meal, no, I can't, I'm being good. Oh, do you want to go for a drink? Oh, I'm off the drink just now, right? And that's fine. Like probably being off the drink is what more people need. But you stop feeling alive, you stop getting joy out of life. This constant self-monitoring, this constant calorie counting, the constant guilt, it's almost like another full-time job. And all that personality trait, that all or nothingness, that's the thing that's keeping you stuck because you're not willing to let go of that control. So you're essentially trying to heal a stressed out, tired body by making it more stressed and more tired. This doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. So from like in a perimenopause situation, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone to a certain extent, they're fluctuating and they're declining, right? And it's the gap between estrogen and progesterone primarily that causes the fuckery, shall we say. But both estrogen and progesterone impact your stress response. They both impact your metabolism. They impact your sleep. They impact your ability to recover from exercise. So whereas you used to maybe be able to work out 3 days in a row, might not be able to do that anymore because you're absolutely floored. So when estrogen is in a dip status, cortisol, the stress hormone, becomes more dominant. And that means that you're more reactive. So you might be more moody. You might be more like, right, ready on the attack. Less resilience, quit things more, and slower to bounce back. So when you are relying solely on discipline and willpower, like the 5 o'clock alarm, the restrictive diet, the HIIT workouts, it's your body is just going, hell no, I need protection. Stop treating me like a problem. Start treating me like you love me. Yeah, that makes sense. And how many, like, there's a phrase that I have used in the past is like, you cannot hate yourself skinny. You cannot hate yourself into feeling more alive, right? So by doing all these things, you're actually damaging your body rather than nourishing your body and loving your body. So that's why this whole notion of eat less, move more, which is what, like, logically, you all know that eat less, move more is not the answer in perimenopause. You see me and people like me saying that that is not the answer. Subconsciously, you believe that it is. This is why we go in this pattern of eating less and moving more, because subconsciously your belief is that. So we need to change your beliefs. That's the hard stuff. That's the mindset stuff. That's the identity stuff. And like you're not a machine. Like if you were a machine, eat less, move more would be absolutely fine because you just change the levers, move the levers, and boom, the algorithm changes and it's happy days, right? So what actually works is this is really boring. Rhythm, consistency, getting the basics right. How many people don't even get the basics right? Most people don't even have the basics. They know what the basics are. You know, it's your hydration, it's your active, it's like getting outside and moving, it's fruit and veg, it's protein, it's good quality fats. They're the basics, but how many people are doing them consistently well? Not very many. It's regular meal timings. Like so many people are still skipping breakfast out there. Please don't. Please don't. So when you actually when your nervous system, I suppose, starts feeling safe, things get easier. Metabolism works, fat loss happens, your skin starts uh, looking better, you're sleeping more, you're a nicer person, um, because you're actually working with your body and not fighting against it. So how do we get from control? How do we get from that place to what we actually need? So it's like I don't want to say ask your body what it needs because more often than not we're actually no longer in tune with our body because it's doing crazy shit to us and we're like I don't even trust what my body's doing. But think about what you are putting your body through when you are in this place of trying to outdiscipline your hormones. Like, so are you going to do all this crazy high rock stuff? Are you doing like really high intensity workouts? Maybe swap that out for some just pure strength training where you're lifting heavy, but you're maybe only doing low reps and you're taking a good couple of minutes between a rep. Like, do that for a couple of months. It's not going to do you any harm. Think about how you're treating your body. Are you not eating breakfast? Start fueling your body in the morning. Are you eating pasta as all your meals, pasta, bread, and rice? Like, well, actually, can you add some more fruit and veg? Can you add more protein? Start thinking about results as not just being a number in the scales or how much your genes fit. Think about, your mood, your energy levels, your sleep quality. The weight loss will come when you do the right inputs, you'll get the right outputs. Make the measures of success everything, not just a weight loss. And from an emotional point of view, from an identity point of view, and this is the bit that, is probably new to more people than not, it means actually willing to let go of being the control freak, the disciplined one, the organized one, the one that checks the box of every single action, and shift your identity to someone that is, she trusts herself, she knows exactly what to do to keep her body safe. So, like, losing control feels scary, but actually, it's probably the best thing for you. So, and when you understand, like, and hopefully you're learning to understand just now, like, all of this controls your behavior. Your nervous system controls your behavior, your habits control your behavior, your thoughts control your behavior, mindset controls your behavior. So, if you are constantly just relying on motivation and willpower, then your behaviors are going to be only short term because motivation is finite. It doesn't last forever. Even like the most disciplined people are not motivated because you might only be able to be motivated for a week, and then when life comes along and slaps you in the face, motivation needs to go elsewhere. So how we need to operate without motivation, we need to create momentum, we need to create habits, we need to create subconscious change so that we just do the things without having to be motivated. And that starts with everything that you do. That one glass of water that you drink extra today, that breakfast that you have every day for a full week, that is changing your nervous system. That is setting you up for a place of regulation, new habits, new neural pathways in the brain. So every one little thing helps you get better. And when you make that shift, like, you'll stop starting again every Monday. You will stop obsessing over the scales. You'll start feeling like your body is yours again, that you are not fighting against it. You'll feel calmer. You'll feel lighter, not just be lighter. You'll feel lighter, not like you're hacking yourself into success because you stop fighting. You stop fighting and start working with it. Energy gets better. You can train harder if that's a goal that you've got. You can eat more better foods that are going to, have a natural byproduct of weight loss because it improves your gut health. It has your systems, your digestive system, your intestine system working properly. You start showing up for yourself. You're happier. You're less snappy. You're more receptive. Your brilliance comes back. Your spark comes back. Like, how many hands up if you're listening like now and you're like going, where is my spark gone? Like, when was the last time you looked in the mirror and you went, you look shit hot? When was the last time folks said to you, oh, you look like there's, you're glowing from the inside out? There's not one thing, you can't put your finger on it. It's just you're brilliant. It's your oomph, spark, whatever it's called. I can't think of what it's called. Spark. It is spark. The fire in your eyes, like the sexiness of you, like not the sexiness of you in a short skirt and a low cut top, the sexiness of you that just shines through when you're in your scabby pajamas and you don't have any makeup on. Like, this is like, it's not enough. It's genuinely, if you want to keep saying, oh, I'm fine, just tired for the next 10, 15 years, you go for your guns. That is fine. I was not raised for that. I was not raised to allow myself to be stuck in a rut, and most people aren't. So fine, just tired. No. So, right, here's what to do. I'm rambling now because I'm hungry. Right, if you've been caught in this discipline trap and this control trap and the plans and the trackers, and you've got a new book and the Monday promises and I'll just skip breakfast because then that's calories saved. Like, you don't push any harder. Stop it. Just stop. Just stop and think. What can you do less of, but do it better? Maybe that's a good suggestion, is like, what do you know that you can do consistently well? It might just mean, can you eat breakfast every day for 2 months and change nothing else? Can you drink 2 liters of water every day for a week? Change nothing else. Like, just get better at practicing things rather than trying to be perfect. Can you set a bedtime for 10:30? Can you come off TikTok at 9:30? Can you do that for a week? Prove to yourself that you can do some of the things, not all of the things, some of the things. Because when your body starts feeling supported, it responds. It will tell you. It will respond well. Like, all these symptoms in perimenopause is your body screaming at you that something needs to change, right? Oh, okay, right. I need to go and get something to eat because I'm waving this pen about and I'm probably going to eat it in a minute. You wouldn't see this pen unless you're watching it on YouTube. So what I want you to do now is come and hang with me on Instagram at Emma Perry Mental Health. This will be in the show notes. If you want support and the actual easy path to all these things that I'm talking about, there's a link somewhere that you can fill out a form and book some time to chat with me about how we do that. And yeah, just trying to learn to let go, really, you have permission to do that. You have my permission to do that. And just feel that your body is yours again. It's amazing. Okay, right, I'm going to eat now. Like, share, do all the things, and I will speak to you in the next podcast, and I have got no idea what that is called. And just like that, we have spiced up another episode of Piss Off Perimenopause and the Musings of a Bullshit Queenager. massive shout out and a huge thank you for hanging out with me today. I really hope you've been entertained. And remember, don't be shy, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, keep those heels high and standards higher. Remember, it's all about glowing, growing and downright owning it. So catch you on the flip side, and don't forget to click the link in the show notes to get your freebie.